Today's project is to replace the alternator belt on a 1988 Mazda RX7 Turbo. Here's the alternator where we're going to be putting the replacement belt. Unfortunately, it's the fourth belt in. We'll have to start by removing this belt. In order to remove belt number 1 and belt number 2, first you need to loosen the bolt on the pulleys. To remove this bolt, you'll need a 16mm socket. And on the lower tensioner pulley, you'll need a 14mm socket. Now on these tensioners, it's a 10mm socket. In order to remove the third belt, you have to loosen 2 bolts. One top here for the pivot, and one down here that holds the tension. And just pull up on the vacuum pump, and that should release the belt. Work it around the fan. In order to get the alternator belt on, first we have to work it around the fan. And then line it up on the pulleys. First we need to take the tension off of the alternator so we can adjust it. With the proper size wrench, 14mm. And pull tension on the belt. And snug the bolts back up. And to put back on belt number 2, again you have to work the belt around the fan. And also line it up onto the correct pulleys and put it around the vacuum pump. And just reapply the pressure for tension. And take your 12mm socket and tighten the bolts. To reinstall belt number 2, it's not necessary to go around the fan this time. Once again, you have to line up on the correct pulleys. And this time you'll be going around the air conditioner compressor, and back onto that tensioner wheel. And once again, you'll just snug it up. Till you reach the proper tension. And to reinstall belt number 1, once again, you don't have to go around the fan. You just have to slip it down underneath this front pulley, and up, back around the power steering pump, and back onto the tensioner. And once again, just take the slack out of the belt. And adjust it to where there's not too much. I just use a finger gauge. That feels good to me. I'll check this other one. Maybe a little and then to finish it off, don't forget to tighten up the pulleys, the bolts on the pulleys. The 17 millimeter on the top pulley and a 14 millimeter on the bottom. Now I'm just going to adjust the tension on the alternator's belt. I'll just use a screwdriver underneath. To help hold the alternator in place while I adjust the tension. And then don't forget to tighten the bolt on the pivot portion. Flawless. And that's how you go from this to this. Good luck.